Hello, I'm Sandra Guerrero, and I'm the English tutor here at TSTC. I'm sponsored by the Office of Student Success. And today what I want to show you is a brief explanation between the difference between MLA and APA. And what I want to talk about is how to do the works cited for each, and a brief example of the in-text citation. I know a lot of students are having trouble with this, so I want to kind of show you the difference between both. And to get started, I want to open up a Word document, and just remember that for both you do the same format. For both MLA and APA, you need Times New Roman. You need a 12-point font. If you go here to paragraph, you can change the spacing. For spacing before and after should always be 0, 0. So you can change that there. Look here under line spacing and you change it to double. And it's good to get the settings done before you begin typing anything on your paper, only to prevent the default to change it back to whatever it is. So now that we have our formatting, let's look up a web page, because the majority of the students will be using online articles for their research, and so it'll be easier for you if we just open up a web page. The topic that I searched here is benefits of technology, just kind of a random topic to find a good source. Teachers do talk about good sources, credible sources. And so the first one that I selected here is advantages and disadvantages of technology. When we click in here, you can see that there is an author listed, 2 actually. And we have a title, we have a publishing company, and the website, which is what you're going to need to access. I recommend kind of knowing the structure of works cited rather than using citation makers, because I've noticed a lot of students have problems with that. When they go to paste, sometimes it messes up the formatting. So let's double check that we have all the information that we need. We're going to need an author. Of course, if you don't have an author, you go to the next information, which is the title. Here it is, advantages and disadvantages. We have no date on this article, but if you scroll down at the very bottom, you can see copyright 2015, which is the updated year. And then if you notice right next to it, it says Hearst Newspapers LLC. That is another publishing company. So keep in mind, when you have a web page that you are going to cite, there are 2 publishers. The first is the website right here, smallbusiness.cron.com. They're the first ones because they're the ones that are providing the web page for instant viewing. Then here, Hearst Newspapers is also going to be a publishing company because they're involved. So let's take a look at how we would put this into MLA. And what we're going to do first is list it how it would be on the works cited. So for MLA, you need the first and last name of the author. So we'll highlight that and copy. When you go to paste it, stick with the text, keep text only, because you already formatted your document and you don't want it to change format when you paste. So keep text only. Then we know that Belcher is the last name. So what we're going to do is put that and drag it over here to the front. There you go. You have last name first, first name last. Then comes a period. Everything is separated with a period. And then next comes the title. So let's go back to our web page. Here's the title. Let's go ahead and copy that. And keep text only. So remember that the title needs to be in quotations. And according to Purdue OWL, the period comes before the second quotation, so we'll put period and then quotations with a space. So what comes next? In Purdue OWL, the website comes next. So let's look at the article. Okay, and the website is here. So you just need to highlight this little section right here. Copy, go back to your document, and paste. Okay, so that's the website. Now, since the website is coming before the publisher, we're gonna italicize it. If it were a print, like a book, you wouldn't have the website, you would only have the publishing company, and that would be italicized. So, all right. We have the website. Now let's put the publishing company. Sometimes it's the same company, and if it is the same company, for example, if I had scrolled down here and you would have seen smallbusiness.cron.com here, then that means the publisher is the same as the website. You keep both. You would add both, one in italicized and one not. In this case, we have two different ones. Let's paste that there. Keep text only. Okay, and then you want to include the year or date. In this case, it doesn't have a date, so we would stick with the year that it's updated and copyrighted. 2015, still separate with period. Next is the type of source. We know that this is a web page, website, so we would put web. Also period and space. And then last but not least, the day that you accessed it. Today is April 10th, so we put the day first, April, and then 2015, and period. Some teachers do ask you to put the URL, some do not. If you were to, you can use the little arrow here, go back to the website, copy the URL, go back here, paste it, and then close it with the other arrow. Now, as soon as I press enter, the link becomes active. So you can right click on it and say remove hyperlink, and it'll remove this blue line. But don't click at the end of it, click where you entered, because if you click at the end of it and enter again, it comes back on. So remove the link, okay, and put your cursor underneath. So now that you have everything left aligned, the last thing is to do the hanging indent. So you highlight it all, go to paragraph, and open the little dialog box. Where you see indentation and special, you click and you select hanging indent. Click OK. It even gives you a preview right here of what it's going to look like. Click OK, and there it is. Okay, so this is MLA format. Now let's do the same website, and we're going to cite it in APA format. With APA is a little different. Some people might think it's harder. It's actually less information that you put on APA. So with APA, let's have a look. You need the last name. Let's go ahead and copy that down. Comma. And you only need the first initial. So L for Linda. Period. Then in APA immediately comes the year. So in parentheses, the year. If you have the month, you could include it immediately after the year here. If you don't have it, then you can just leave the year. Okay, and then again we need to add our period and space. Next comes the title. In APA you don't need the quotations, so let's just copy down the text without the quotations. Okay, and then of course the period to separate. Since this is a web page, we need the website. Let's copy and paste. And of course it's the website, so we do need to italicize. Okay. Then finally, for APA, you just need to put when you retrieved it, which is kind of like the same as MLA when it asks you date of access, when you accessed that website. Here it says retrieved from. They want to know the URL, what actual website you took it from. So that would be the whole URL. Copy and paste. Retrieved from, then the URL, and you're good. That would be APA. So finally, we need to do our hanging indent. Select the whole information, go to special, and hanging. And there you go. This is MLA, works cited, and this is APA. So now I want to show you how you would incorporate that in your in-text citations. Okay? In-text citations is when you give credit to the author in your essay, in the words that you're writing. So let's use an example. Let's see, let's look at our article and just grab some information from here. Here, this paragraph, advantage, right? It's talking about the advantages of technology. It says technology advances show people a more efficient way to do things, and these processes get results. Okay, so we're gonna quote this. And we're gonna get the first sentence here and say, you know what, this agrees with what I'm saying, so I'm gonna quote it. Let's copy that. And then paste it here. Remember, this is going to be MLA. So here we have our sentence. It says technology advances show people a more efficient way to do things, and these processes get results. Now, this is not information that we got ourselves. We borrowed it. So we have to give credit to the author. Let's transition into our quote. According to an article, according to the author. Then we need to put quotations around the information we borrowed, okay, which is the sentence that we took from the article. So you transition according to the author, you introduce the quote, you put quotations around it, okay, and before the period, you have to put the author's last name, okay? This would be MLA format, and then the period comes at the end. For APA, for APA, you would do according to the author. Okay, and then for APA, you don't need to put the author's last name unless you didn't introduce it in the transition. For example, if I had put according to Belcher, then at the end you only need to put the page number. Here we didn't put according to the author's name, we just said according to the author, so we do need to include it at the end, except with APA you need your year, which was 2015. Okay, so here are two different ways to cite in text. This is MLA. This is APA, and I'm just going to show you another thing with APA. If, for example, it had said according to Belcher here, then here you only require the year. But it would not be at the end, it would be after the last name. And just make sure there's a space. Okay, so again, this is MLA, this is APA, this is MLA, and this is APA. Okay, I strongly recommend that all students learn how to cite sources and what information you need to look for. Okay, there's a citation chart that you can follow on Purdue OWL, and it has a lot of information regarding in-text citations and formatting and APA MLA style. If you have any questions, please contact our office of Student Success. The number is 364-4170. Or you can visit any of our locations where you can ask a tutor, or you can come see me. I'm located in W127. Again, my name is Sandra Guerrero, and I'm your English tutor for TSTC.